this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Abundant Life Cathedral Church, the church of tomorrow today. A ministry that is building the people that shape the world.
If you have the opportunity to realize that there is a hidden potential inside of you that is new, fresh, and has never been revealed to you. Human potential plus God's power equals divine purpose. We must move ourselves into maturity and begin to tap into the places and things of God that you've never known or never seen before. Not to mess with your information, but to mess with your formation, so that you no longer are just an informed Christian, but you are somebody who can walk it out, talk it out, live it out, say it out, speak it out, do it out, and get it back when you need it. I had to study how to make moonshine. Somebody said, go ahead. So I went to the Hebrew of the word drop. And the definition of the word drop was not to fall. It was to distill. So when God said, drop down ye heavens, he was saying, drop. In other words, the heaven that you need could not be given to you in the form that it is. God is too big to drop on you. What you have got to have is a distilled version of prosperity, a distilled version of empowerment, a distilled version of healing, a distilled version of consciousness, a distilled version of understanding. And it doesn't come to you all at once. It comes to you as a distilled drop. And I promise you, then how do you know you have it? You have to taste and see. You said get back to the still. Okay. You take this mash now that's been sitting for a few minutes, or actually for a few days, and then you put it in a pot and you begin to boil it, and then the steam begins to rise. What you got to do is put this lid on top of it and get this little metal thing, this thing that goes around in circles. Y'all done seen the movie Dukes of Hazzard? You know, the old reruns on TV Land and stuff, because you don't know what that is. And it's got they got this copper, this wire, this thing is going around in circles. And you stick one on one end where this stuff is steaming up, this mash is steaming up. And then you got something else that's cooling it and going through a cooling scenario. And then on the other end is the other end of this pipe and this bottle sitting down there, or jar sitting around there at the base of this thing where this other little tube is coming out. And so as this steam comes out and goes around this coil, it cools, and the liquid leaves its steam phase and it goes back into its liquid phase. But this liquid now is not water. It's about 90 proof. And I looked up, I said, well, how do they know what does 90 proof mean? What does the proof, when you look at somebody and say 90 proof or 100 proof, what does proof mean? And they got machines that can figure that out now. But I went back in the oven and they said, how did they used to do it years ago? And they used to take their finger and they said, what do you think? I got proof. So the word proof came up with the fact that you know how much alcohol content is in there. And when you good at the job, I had to call Jack Daniels to find out how this worked. Now, wait, I'm sorry, I had to do this, y'all. But then when I find when you gonna listen, I'm gonna have to keep you from shouting when I get ready to tell you. Know there's a zinger coming, don't you? I promise you. And so I had to call Jack Daniels to find out a little bit more. And they told me a little bit more. And they told me how they had to let the first section of the stuff go and everything. And you had to go. Anyway, I got to, and they explained to me about the proof and about the whole thing about the moonshine and everything. And I was gonna have them get on the line, internet, tell you, and come live and tell you how they made it. But I said that would be a little bit crazy. So this thing comes down, and so they waiting on this moonshine, and this thing is boiling, and they looking at this little spout, and they waiting on this one thing. They waiting on that first drop. And it's a drop, drop, drop. You got to wait on this stuff. And you got to leave the bottle up under the spigot. And though it takes a while for it to drop, if you wait on it long enough, the drops will begin to move a little faster. And the reason I had to go into that area of ministry, and the reason I had to study that, it's a shame a preacher would do that, was because I went to the Hebrew of the word drop. And the definition of the word drop was not to fall. It was to distill. So when God said, drop down ye heavens, he was saying, drop. Drop. In other words, the heaven that you need could not be given to you in the form that it is. God is too big to drop on you. What you have got to have is a distilled version of prosperity, a distilled version of empowerment, a distilled version of healing, a distilled version of consciousness, a distilled version of understanding. And it doesn't come to you all at once. It comes to you as a distilled drop. And I promise you, then how do you know you have it? You have to taste and see. You have been getting informed about the Bible. You're going to college to be informed about the Bible. You've got to go to different churches to be informed about the Bible. And you say, well, I've got to go here. I've got to go there. I need to move my membership here. I need to do this. I need to go there. I need to get into this. And you're not getting anything. And the reason you're not getting anything is you keep moving your bottle from under the drop. You're trying to get it all at once, and what God has for you is coming down in drops. Walk in the light. Beauty for light. Somewhere the drops of mercy. You see, it's in drops. You got to wait on God. What is it you need me to do? I need you for the next 7 days to write every day what you think is a new area of your potential. I want you to write, it might be the same thing every day, but I want you to take it for the next 7 days. And I want you to write it down. And just write what that is. Because there's the potential of you. And see, what happens is, we are waiting on God to do these fantastic things. And we are people who are still trying to get informed about God. And the Bible is teaching us to be formed. Our spirituality, everybody else is trying to tell you. And if you can, you figure, well, if I can just go to church where it's worship like it used to be. And baby, what used to be ain't gonna take you where you need to go. See, just being able to feel one thing. You can't just feel it today and then get out the street and hell hit you on Monday. You need something with some 90 proof in it. See, you don't need no 10 proof church. You don't need no 12 proof gospel. You need at least 150 proof on this particular thing. You say, what do you mean proof? Just what I said. After you taste and see. And somebody says, is that it? You say, yep, that's it. You say, how do you know that's the right proof? And the man on the internet said, because I've been doing it so long, I know what it is when I taste it. Proof means, what is your testimony? You ought to know. Oh, get ready now. You ought to know what it is when God makes you who you are. You need to know that you got proof on the inside of you. What have you gone through? How many of you got proof on the inside? How many of you can say, I know what I've gone through, and I know what God has brought me out of? You don't have to tell me that he'll fix my mind. My mind was on the edge, but God brought me out of that thing. Look at somebody and say, drip, drop it down. Ladies and gentlemen, I had got to the place in my life that I said, I got enough proof to know what he will do. But I got to pass this truth on into my next generation. They need to be able to taste it and say, I know the difference between something weak and something strong. You see, there's some of you out there that you need big money to survive. Some of you out there need a big healing in order to make it. Some of you out there need at least a great move of God in order to get through your marriage. So you need proof. And here is where I come in. I am your distiller. And if you're going to get somebody that's going to make it, if they're going to make moonshine, get somebody that knows how to make it. I am your distiller. But here's what you got to become. I need you to become not the drinker, because what they said on the thing was, don't drink all your product because then you can't sell it. What I need is someone that can distribute that which has been distilled. It is time for you to start distributing instead of sitting back drinking. I can't keep preaching it. You got to take it and take it and dissect it yourself. And then begin to get classes and feed it to those a little at a time. We've been waiting on me to fix everything. And at this stage of my life, I can't fix it. I can't be the distributor. I'm the distiller. I'm taking the risk that this thing might explode in my face. So it's time to begin to tell other folks, oh, no, here's what we got Sunday. Here is what we have. We know one thing, that human potential, when that drop touches it, it will become divine purpose. This is where we are now. This is the kind of church. I thought about it. I said, you know, I can no longer just keep preaching a word and we keep drinking it. It's time to start selling it. And what I mean by selling, I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about you got to talk it, and you got to start talking what's going on in your life. You ain't got to get all holy and spiritual with people, but you got to tell people that there is another power active in your life that's helping you do some of the things that you are doing. Some of you are about to become, in this place, not all of you, but some of you can become some multi-million, multi-billionaires in this place. But you're going to have to change your attitude about money and how you give them. You got to realize that you are in the atmosphere of money. You are in the atmosphere of empowerment. You are living in the atmosphere of this. And you're going to have to up your game. Now it's about ready to change. Now it's about ready to happen. You start writing it. And you start jotting down that potential, because we're getting ready to dig in there. And we're getting ready to talk about you and help you to fix some of the mess you are going through. Some of your families are exploding even before you can get out of the door. It is hurting my heart to watch some of the changes some of you are going through, trying to hold on to life, trying to keep a stiff upper lip, trying to keep this look that you know things are where they need to be. But on the inside, the tears that are falling. On the inside, you're just wishing somebody would pray for you. On the inside, you're just wishing you had something you could hold on to, an anchor that would keep you strong. Some of you are saying, if I just knew that tomorrow could be better than today, I could get there. And it doesn't matter that even if the storms of life keep raging, sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day. Still, that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep my eye upon the distant shore. I know he will lead me to that place he has prepared. But if the storm won't cease, and if the winds keep blowing, even in my life, I got proof. My soul has been anchored in the Lord. Listen, I know sometimes in this life you're going to be tossed. Don't get worried. By the winds. That blow so fierce. But in the Word of God, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We have an anchor. And it keeps us steadfast, unmovable, despite the raging tide. But if storms won't cease, just in case the winds keep on blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in, standing in the Lord.
Hello, this is Ed Montgomery. And, I actually was getting ready to say, this is Dr. Ed and Sandra Montgomery. And I think the reason I told you that is because some of you may not realize I'm wearing, actually, her glasses. Now, I can't see anything out of them because it's her prescription. So I'm just looking out into space. But the reason I bring that up is because these are memories. This is ancestry. This is the strength of our past. And ALC has been in existence for 40 years. And we are here because of the strength and the giving and the lives of so many people who have passed on in the past 40 years. Now, this is not being morbid. This is remembering that we did not get here by ourselves. How many of you know what I'm talking about? You didn't get here by yourself. Some of your mothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers has been your strength. And you've stood on their shoulders, been rocked in their arms. And this is why we are here. ALC, this is why we are here. Not only about people who have been in our past, but many of you who I haven't seen for years are right here in our present, are watching this. And I want to say to you, thank you. Thank you so much for your contributions. Sometimes I read the list of people from years ago and I remember those names, and I am grateful for your contributions, for your love and for your service. And then to ALC, Abundant Life Cathedral, and our partners around the country in Florida, New York, California, Indianapolis, Boston, Massachusetts, Arkansas. See, I know where you are. If it wasn't for you and your contributions, we couldn't keep doing what we're doing. But you know what? I believe we can do it better. And we want to keep doing it better. We want to keep bringing this through the social media, through the airwaves, through our screens, through our computers. And here's how you can continue to help me do it. I know you're going to say, well, you got to give. Of course you have to give. But you know what? I'm not asking you to give from the bottom of your pocket. I'm asking you to give from the bottom of your heart. Your best gifts. Many of you tithe. Many of you have predetermined amounts that you give, that you just make sure that, hey, let this go every 2 weeks or every month. In other words, you can make this a continuing gift. Don't even bug me, don't bother me. Just make sure you receive it. And we always make sure that you get your thank you letters. And we keep you posted on everything that we do. Here, if you're going to give today, and I know you are, do it today. You can use our website. That's myalc.org. That's myalc.org. That's right there. It's on your screen. And click that donate button when you go to the website. Or you can also go to your text to give. And that's 713-742-2035. 713-742-2035. And of course, you can give through your app. And many of you who are giving through through our P.O. Box, continue to do it. Look, I just wanted to stop for a moment and say just thank you so much to you, to lift you up. I speak the blessings of God in your life. I pray for an overflow. I pray for every gift that you have given, that there will be a return, not just financially, but with your children, your family, your lives, where you work, what you do, your business. I thank God for you. And I believe that your best days are ahead. Wine gets better as it gets older. But we don't get older, we just get better. Listen, thank you so much, and I love you. See you. Hey, this is Dr. Ed, and I'm working on Sensational Sundays. I'm working on that whole concept about the thief comes to steal, to kill, to destroy, but come that it might have life. That is so powerful right now. And I'm working on it for this coming Sensational Sunday. Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Facebook, YouTube. You can find it. Look for it. Look, we're not done. We're not going under. We're going over the top of this thing. Oh, yes, we are. Join me. Looking forward to it.